Hello there, my dears. Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, your girl Lena Lavish. Hey, look, y'all, I have a special announcement in this episode, so please stick around for that, okay? It's gonna be coming. Yes, there have been bits and pieces out there, but I wanted to officially announce here on my channel. And I just wanted to come to you with a few quick updates and very pertinent details as to the evolution of yours truly, Lena Lavish. So, look, you guys, first of all, I just want to say a quick welcome back to my channel here. Yes, it has been a little bit, but my platform is my platform. It's here for when I can get here. It's here for when I need to get here because I miss all of you. I miss everybody. So I wanted to come. I have a few notes. Um, as of right now, it is May. Is it the first? The second? It's one of those. 2023, and there have been so many new developments already this year. Yes, I did get a little bit of a haircut, but you guys know how I am with my hair. You cut it, it grows back. I just wanted to acknowledge that I am experiencing, you guys, continued, just from right where we left off, right on our last episode. I am experiencing for the first time so many blessings all at once. All at once, I am experiencing so many new blessings. And that is a challenge. It can be a challenge to acknowledge them properly, like each of them in their own right and deserving, and to celebrate them, right? Because we are kind of conditioned to just kind of hop skip over our important milestones, or like the ones that are important to us, personally, in favor of the ones that are loud and incorporate, pomp and circumstance and other people. But the ones that are for us, we need to celebrate those more and acknowledge those more. So please allow me to do that throughout this video. I won't keep you long today. So let's do a quick refresh, shall we? Since we last met, my continued prayer and spiritual posture has been one in search of alignment and clarity. And quite honestly, I have indeed been able to reap the benefits of the answers to my prayers. I've certainly been bestowed upon so much alignment, spiritual alignment, okay, and becoming an increasingly physical alignment. These things are important. You have to be able to be with yourself at night because you live within here. Yes, we live in a home, but our home is right in here. So I have gone from a rather dormant or a rather, dormant state, like a dormant type of, lifestyle, to one that is the complete opposite. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about, how I've gotten to where I am right now at this moment, just since 2 years ago. But we're going to start, for context, in the year 2003. Okay? So I brought out my whiteboard. Okay? Now I know this looks like a jumbled mess. Okay? And that's because it is. But these are my notes for you guys. Okay? So We're going to start down here at 2003. This is the year 2003. Okay. This is the year that I graduated high school with honors. Okay. 2003, I was extremely tired physically. I could feel my body going down, you guys. I could feel sickle cell just like holding on to me like an anchor. Okay. 2005, I graduated culinary art school with honors in Lexington or in in Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky, and I was also engaged during that time to my now husband. In 2005, when I graduated and got engaged, I came home. By 2007, you guys, I was mourning the loss of my chefing career, my culinary arts career. Okay, so I wasn't wrong when I knew in high school, when I could feel in high school that my body was really being like eaten alive by this, this disease, this illness. I was proven right because it wasn't long after I got home and got hired to my dream job after culinary arts school that I soon lost that entire career. My body could not withstand that. So, mind you, I'm young. I'm young during this time. I mean, I'm still young, but like I'm young during this time. So then in 2008, I became a bridal stylist for the first time. And I got married that year in Oahu. We got married that year in Oahu. So fast forward a little bit, by 2012, and don't worry, this is all gonna make sense. By 2012, I had become a mother, and this is also the year that I began my therapy journey. No coincidence, those two things happening so close together. They legit happened at the same time. Something happens to you as an expecting mother, you start to freak out like no one's ever had a baby before. No one knows what they're talking about. You're different. Your case is different, and it just isn't true. So that was the first reason why I sought out therapy. But once I got there, I realized I needed to be there for a whole host of other reasons. I did soon calm down about my motherhood jitters during that time, but that's a very real thing. So, this is also during the time period between 2008 and 2012. This is also the time period where I had a what I now call and realize is was an unnecessary rehab stint. Okay, this time period that I went to rehab, I thought legit that I was just hooked on opioids. Like I was convinced that like I that I was that the medicines I had been taking my entire life were, now because around this time is when, it became a huge thing in the news, a huge thing across the nation as far as, everyone, hearing about these awful stories and, this epidemic, you know what I mean? Um, and so, yes, I was convinced that there was something wrong with me. And that just simply wasn't true. What I realize now is what I really could have used was a person to call to discuss my feelings that I felt no one else could understand. During this time, I was not connected within the sickle cell community at all. This is before cell phones and the internet was like it was now. It was not, there wasn't all of this that, there is today. So I was very isolated, and I fell for the propaganda, and I felt very, sad. But once I got there and I was in an environment that was sequestered, as well as, you know, um, I was there with other people that actually were addicts. Everyone, including myself, realized instantly that I did not belong there. I really could have used somebody to call. I could have used a mental health care professional, you know, um, a clinician to discuss, these things with outside of my doctors, and that could have really helped me during this time because that was completely unnecessary. Just need healthcare. Just need mental health care, you guys. So after 2012 to between 2012 and 2020, I was at the time, I was a successful bridal stylist. Okay, during this time, I turned 35. My 35th birthday, I remember feeling it felt like doom was looming. And that was partially because the COVID, the, coronavirus had just, come about. And so I realized very quickly that there was no way that I could there was no way that I could continue working in the environment that I was working in at the time as a bridal stylist if it was going to mean that I would be put at risk to the coronavirus because I'm a chronic illness patient. I'm a sickle cell warrior. I don't really have the luxury of just like rolling the dice with my health. And so I had to kind of like go into hiding, especially at the very beginning. You guys know what I mean. So that was why my 35th birthday left me feeling a bit like doom was looming. It was not just the fact that the COVID was, popping off, but also I just had this feeling in the pit of my stomach that like I wasn't going to last like another like 30 years. Like I could feel that like my lifespan was becoming shortened by the ravages that were taking place inside of my blood. And this is not dinner conversation. This is not Sunday afternoon conversation. These are conversations that you can really only have with God or someone that has enough of their own to give you grace. Because don't nobody want to hear that you're 35 and you're dying, especially when you look the way you do. But that is precisely what my life was at that moment. Nobody could really see what was happening to me except for maybe the ones that were close enough to know. So at that time, I was feeling very unfulfilled. I was dying. I was tortured by pain every day. I was isolated, depressed, and anxious. I was powerless and overlooked all the time. All the time. I did go COVID crazy. I made a note here, COVID crazy, because every day that my husband had to leave to go to work, I would freak out, not just because of the pandemic, but also because at that time there was, still just a lot of rioting and social unrest. And so we were watching our, black people be legit executed by the police in real time. And that was extremely traumatizing and very terrifying for me. So for my 35th birthday, and I've shared this story in bits and pieces about it before, but just for context, my 35th birthday, I took a cake, I dressed up real nice, I went to church on Sunday and I shared it with all my kids at church, all the little ones, just so I could see them be happy and, laughing and having some, sugar rush and whatnot, because in my mind, it very well could have been the last time that they saw me or that I saw them. And so I did that for myself. I did that so that I would have that memory and that they would have that memory just in case, because I heard the words pandemic and, coronavirus. And I thought, this is going to be, I'm going to have to be smart. So I did that, and by the next year, 2021, I was in probably the lowest state of my life inside, internally. But it was very difficult for other people to really see that or know that. It was difficult for me to, say that, because really anytime I was having a conversation by this point in time in 2021, I was considering that it could be the last time, this person spoke to me or I spoke to this person. And so that is a very, mind shifting, spirit shifting perspective to live in every day. So luckily, you guys have maybe, seen my Oxbrida story video, but that could not have come at a better time, because I was immediately catapulted out of my sick bed, right? Which allowed me to restructure my life around things other than pain and fatigue and doctor's appointments constantly. I could then shed the notions of a shrinking lifespan, because that's no longer how it felt. It doesn't feel that way any longer. So then, this is the time frame that I refer to as my before and after. If you guys have ever had conversation with me, I'll say, well, before, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about all of this, all of these things that I achieved and the things that happened to me prior to 2021. Basically, that's my before. That's the first act of my life. Tortured, filled with pain, hurt. But I decided at several time periods and at several intervals to just hang on, right? And try to pull myself up, even if it were by my own fingertips. And so after Oxbrida and my reanimation, my resurrection, amen, I came just, climbing up out the tomb, you know what I'm saying? Just punching through the ground, you know what I'm saying, in the graveyard, just yawning out of my sarcophagus. And I just got to work, right? So 2022, I became a content creator slash YouTuber. Hey, hey. I became a health leader with sickle-cell.com. I became the administrative assistant to Dr. Simone. I became the a contributing founder to Sickle Cell Medical Advocacy Incorporated, our beloved nonprofit. I served time as the board secretary. I became, after taking the course, a certified medical advocate, of which I am still active at this moment. I became the Indiana Sickle Cell Consortium Advocacy Day Committee co-chair and had a successful event, right? I became the I am now the director of community engagement to Sickle Cell Medical Advocacy Incorporated. I have also become a Pfizer moderator. Woo woo. I have been assigned to the SCMA Board Fundraising Committee. I, along with my new work buddy Chris, have established Kingdom Warriors. This is where the heart of my evangelism lies. And so after that came swiftly my big announcement. which is that I am now a Miss Essence World Elite Queen. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So after that, more to come, right? I just had to write more to come because there are more things that have already happened just since 2021, of which I could not get done before. Like, I could not really be this as multifaceted. Think of a picture by numbers, of a diamond and all of its facets, right? But then you can only color in just a few of them. How much fun is that? I'm coloring in the whole page and the whole book and then filling up volumes because I now operate not from a poverty mindset, no longer. I now operate from an abundance mindset. That's because I know where my abundance comes from. Okay? The abundance. So that brings us to today. So, you guys, 2024 and beyond, 2024, I plan on becoming a first time author, a motivational speaker, an evangelist, a multidisciplinary team member, a national sickle cell advocate, as well as a fashion design collaborator. Okay? Every single one of these things will be colored with the essence and the flavor of Lena Lavish highlighting sickle cell. Every single thing I do in some way will have some attachment to the sickle cell cause because sickle cell is a global issue. And I'm just one little old American girl. What's up to all my, all my African and my, my South American, my Guyanese sickle cell siblings, okay? Because they are out there. They message me. I love you all. And as soon as I can make a difference in your lives where you are, my dears, you know I will. You know I will. But as of right now, the main takeaway from this is it's never too late to begin your second or third act of life. That's what life is for. The second thing is that you can overcome just about anything, you guys, as a human being. Please trust me. I know sometimes our problems feel so heavy. They feel so awkward. They isolate us like we're the only ones to ever have that problem, but that's just not true. And even if so, there will be a solution. Okay? So I just want to make sure that everyone is understanding the essence of my purpose, which is to bring much needed help and rescue to sickle cell warriors everywhere and inspiring them to take control of their own health and wellness, whether it be their chronic illness, their mental state, their spiritual state, or more than likely not, all three. Because I find myself tending to all three of these all the time in order to keep myself fresh and renewed. They take constant maintenance. The things that people see from me, the energy that I exude is is nothing more than years of practice of self-care, because I've had to live a very, you know, internal type of lifestyle in order to preserve myself. And so now that I have been just thrust into a new life of purpose and of complete and utter, inspiration back and forth. I mean, I am receiving inspiration from people every day, and then I'm also, just projecting and giving inspiration and showing people as well. So that everything we do as humans really takes community. Okay? We have to hold hands, all of us. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Never be dismayed. During the time periods where I was a bit dormant, or just other people couldn't see my growth or the progress that I was making inside, there were lots of hurtful things that happen. Just go places, you walk around, you see people that look at you like, I don't see it for you. As if anyone cares. God sees it for me. God sees it for you. But we as humans, we have to rub elbows and walk amongst people that are really only, looking at one small area of the fantastic painting that is you. They're focused on just, wow, this looks really crappy. You know what I'm looking at? A tiny little freckle on a humongous canvas, because they will not just for the life of them take a deep breath and look at you and see you in all your glory. And that's okay, because not everybody is going to see you. People are not always going to recognize you or acknowledge you. It may take some people 10, 20, 30, 50 years, however long, that's their journey, before they recognize that you're a valid human being, in spite of how you were born, in spite of the fact that you literally were born with your cross to bear. And that, that's okay. It's okay that people take their own times coming to their own conclusions on their own journey. That's all that life is. But there will be those instances, you guys. Please hold fast to your emotional control and management. Management. Okay? Emotional management. So I just want to continue to allow everyone to give of themselves what they have to offer one another. If you know someone that has sickle cell, instantly a quick thing you can do for them is just send them a heating pad from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what time of year it is. It don't matter where they live. Send them big cups, like the thermoses, like things to drink out of, fun stuff to drink out of, so we can stay hydrated. Send them gift cards just for different places, because they don't really have extra money like that to be like eating out how we like to eat out and do all that stuff. Like, no, in America, healthcare is just a giant store. Our healthcare is for the profits. Okay? It's not like this all over the world, you guys. Keep that in mind. So when someone has a chronic illness, you can almost guarantee that they have financial needs. Just do something nice. Okay. So, as of my favorite things, before we wrap up today, I just wanted to show this really awesome sickle cell coloring book, okay, for the kiddos. All right. I ordered this Okay, from my friend Elle. There she is. She looks lovely and beautiful as usual. And I can't wait to color at least one of these sheets myself. I absolutely love this Elle. I love this. I love that one of these pictures looks exactly like my best friend as a little girl. And I love that it has the alphabet. I love that it has the acronyms. I just love everything about it. I also received a cute little puzzle to go with it or not. You know what I mean? Like you can give it as a free gift to someone's kiddo, or you can keep it for yourself, like maybe I will do. But it's very cute. It says, I am brilliant and capable. Amazing. And of course, she sends a very classy, thank you note because that's who she is. And I'm trying to be like her when I grow up. So thank you so much for that, Elle. I also want to say thank you to my fairy godmother for my special package that has so many goodies in there, including some of the makeup that I'm featured wearing today. So thank you so much for that. You know who you are. As well, you guys, I do not, I cannot stress enough that whatever your plight, you'll make it. Okay? Hold tight. One of my favorite acronyms, especially right now, is HOPE. Hold on. Pain ends. Okay? Okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode, you guys. I gotta get out of here. There's more things to do, more recordings to happen, but I promise you it won't be long before you see me again. Keep in mind that you can become anything, you can do anything, and until we meet again, please subscribe, share the video with somebody that you know that might enjoy it. Whether or not they have sickle cell doesn't